Hey everyone, Andrew here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to move this barrel from here to where I prefer to be, behind his back. From what I understand, quite a few people have been having some trouble doing this, and they're afraid that they're going to break it on the MP36 Plus version of Megatron. And basically what I believe is the reason why it's so difficult is because of the chrome. Chrome is generally thicker than paint. Because of that, the tolerances change. Takara did a really nice job with chroming this figure. It's nice and thick and sturdy and strong. That being said, it is not indestructible. It will scratch, it will mar, it will chip. So you do want to take care when handling this figure, especially transforming it. This process, I'm going to give you a word of caution. Do this at your own risk. I am not going to be responsible for anything that happens. I'm just here to try to show you how to do it. It's not that hard. It's just a matter of being extremely careful. And the reason why I say that is because there is a lot of chrome on this barrel right here. And unfortunately it is so close to moving hinges and pieces that this is an area that makes me very nervous in terms of scratching or damaging the chrome in any way. I salute anyone who is brave enough to transform this guy into gun mode. So with that being said, I do want to point out on my copy, and I'll show this better with my regular MP36 because it's not as shiny. This guy is actually going to go back in the box, and in the box you can't put it in with the barrel straight up. It has to be in this position, so I don't want to mess with it too much because I'm moving and I don't want to tempt fate, so to speak. So in addition, it is a shiny figure, and I'm worried that it might not show up as well on camera in terms of showing you how to move this barrel. But I've done it on this figure. I know it's not on video, but trust me, I would never lie to you. I did it. It is possible. You just have to be extremely careful when you do it. So I will show you on my regular MP36, which is a KO, but it's the exact same design and construction. There aren't any differences in this area. So with that, let's get to it. So in order to get his barrel from his side to his back, you want to make sure that his arm is out of the way. Secondly, when manipulating this barrel, you want to make sure that the barrel itself is rotated away from the hinge. You don't want to break this barrel, trust me. Also, when manipulating this barrel, the chrome version has really nice chrome on this part right here. That can be easily scraped and damaged because of this panel on the side. On mine anyway, has either a little bit of flashing or some sort of sharp edge on it. I don't know if yours does, but mine does. But either way, you want to be careful with the edges, both this side and on this side, because you're going to be rotating it up, and those edges will kind of come in contact with that side plate here. So do be cautious. You can kind of very carefully and lightly sort of bend it out of the way as you do that. That's what I did with mine anyway. Be very gentle and careful with this barrel. You don't want to break it. It's on that pin there, and you don't want to apply any pressure from this end whatsoever. I have it pretty much in the same position as the Plus version, the barrel that is. And the scariest part is actually the beginning part, and that's rotating the barrel down. Make sure the barrel is twisted away from the hinge as well. So what you have in the back are a series of hinges, and you have right here, it's all connected with hinges. So the worst one for me is the bottom one. So that's the tightest one on my chrome version, and also on this one as well, but not nearly as so. But that's the one that I start out with, and what you want to do is make sure that the barrel is not rubbing against his hip. So just move it out a little bit. You got this flap here that, you know, is hinged as well, so just keep that out of the way. That way it doesn't hit the side of his leg there. So I recommend going as close as you can to the hinges. You don't use the barrel as leverage. You're going to break it. So you're going to have to be really close to that bottom hinge and just work it to where it does that. And that's probably the scariest part, because on my Chrome version it is super tight and it doesn't feel like it wants to give. It feels like it wants to break. That hinge is incredibly tight. Don't put pressure on that barrel. Put the pressure as close to the hinge as you possibly can until it sort of flicks over. And it's really tight, and I can't stress that enough on the Chrome version. It feels like it's going to give and break. So you don't want to be far away from that hinge. You want to be right on top of it with your fingers. And it's so tight that on mine it wants to make the other hinges move. And so you're just going to have to be patient and work slowly with that. So once you have it in a down position, it's basically going to curl up. So once you get it to this point, you want to bend it one more time to where it's kind of facing away from the figure. And then you want to go to the higher hinge and bend that up. And once you do, then you can bring it all the way up after that. So going backwards again, I'm not going to go all the way forward, but when you get it to the down position, you bend it a little bit more up to where it's about there. And then you go to the hinge that's the highest up to this flap. The highest hinge in this area here. And you don't want to bend this one yet. You want to bend the top one here that's closest to this flap here. And remember, keep your fingers as close as to those hinges as you possibly can. Bend it up to where now the barrel faces away from the figure. And then you want to go back to this flap that's now parallel to his back and curl it all the way up. And that's how you get Megatron's barrel on his back. I certainly hope that helped. It's a little difficult for me, for whatever reason, to shoot and focus in on that area clearly, but I hope you were able to see that. I did the best I could for you. Again, use extreme caution, be very careful, work slow, there's no rush, and I hope it works out for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.